good to all my brothers and sisters out there in the world? It's your boy Jehoshaphat, and I'm right back. Today is another day, and I just want to now, previously on my channel, I have described how I personally feel about interracial dating. Now, some knowledge has been dropped on me biblically, so I'm just going to express and I'm going to share what I have learned. Now, as you look through our people throughout the many of different centuries that we've been on this earth, we have always had a stranger amongst us. They like how we sing, they like how we dance, they like how we praise to our God, they like how we worship. You know what I'm saying? They like us. So as you look at your people throughout the history that we have been on this earth, we have always had strangers. And I'm not just talking about 2 or 3 people. It could be a whole tribe, a whole race of people who will stop believing in their pagan ass God, and they pick up our culture and our tradition, and they praise our God the same way that we did. So you could say that they're grafted. They grafted into our culture and into our history and into our traditions. Now, they say that we are the most diverse people in the world, and I believe that because with all the strangers that we had amongst us throughout the years that we have been on this earth, it's been mixed. You know what I'm saying? We always had a mixture in our race. You can't look at it any other different way, but look at the 3 guidelines that I told you that they have to be grafted into our history, into our culture, into our beliefs of our God and our tradition. They have to put down everything that they used to believe. Let's say if they believed in Baal, let's just say that's the entity or the deity that they believed in. If they was willing to rebuke that, reject that, and stop doing all of that and come into our nationhood of our tradition, our culture, and our worship of our God, then that they would be accepted. They would be accepted to be amongst us. But I do know this, brothers and sisters, God does not like us to mix with anybody who would be his enemy. So God's enemies are our enemies, right? So God don't like us mixing with anybody if they're our enemy. So when you look at your interracial dating, and whoever this woman might be, whatever culture, whatever background do she come from, she got to be willing to do those 4 things. What are they? We'll go over them again. She has to be willing to drop her God and accept your God 100%. There is no, I believe in it 50% and this and that. You setting yourself up for a curse. She has to be 100% with you and your belief in your God. Okay, they have to pick up all our customs. All of our customs. They have to, however we praise to our God, they have to do the same way. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you do, she has to fully accept your God to be accepted for God. And then the other one, she can't be an enemy of our God. So you look at all these different people that's on this earth. Just look at them. Look at all these people on this earth. Who is our enemies? Because I'm pretty sure even though, okay, I understand, brothers and sisters, they could stop doing whatever they doing and start praising and worshiping our God and picking up our customs and our traditions. I understand that they can do this, but as a people, have they people made to us as an enemy? So you have to look at it at that standpoint, like, okay, I like this woman, but is she an enemy? Is her people an enemy to my people? And is she an enemy to God? So I suggest any interracial dating that you choose or you pick up, you better make sure that you follow the guidelines that I said, because that's what I have learned. If they willing to pick up our culture, if they willing to pick up our tradition, if they willing to serve our God, is they willing to stop all the paganistic beliefs that they believe in. Our God is the strongest God, and a lot of these different cultures and people, they believe in demons, and I'm not gonna lie to you, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and play no games to you. They would consider that demon to be a god, but in all actuality, it is a demon that got power and they praise. It doesn't necessarily have to be Lucifer who they sitting up there praising and giving their power to. It could be another demon. Straight up. It could be another demon. For many generations, they have praised this demon in their culture and made him a deity as a god. So if they willing to stop, that's when I be talk about pagans and paganistic things. Now, if they willing to stop, and I've been given the green light from the Most High to have this conversation. And it's one thing about God that y'all must understand, Jehovah. It's one thing about him, the God of harvest, the God of fertility. He has so many different names. If I sit up here and I took God's holy word and I went through all the names in which God would like to call himself, it could be over 30 different names. So that's why I say he really don't trip, because he has so many. The Most High has so many names. Father God has so many different names. In your heart, as you talking to him, in your heart, as you praying to him, in your heart and in your soul, as you referencing to him, or you referencing to somebody else? That's what really counts. So I want you to take some of the things that I talked about here today about inner. You already know how I feel about it on the man that I am. Now I'm telling you how I feel about it on a biblical standing, about what knowledge has been released to me. And God has already, the Most High has already given me the green light to talk about it. He gave me the green light. You know what I'm saying? He give me the green light. He gave me the green light. So I expressed to you what I learned. Now you need to ask your question. You need to ask yourself this question. And I really meant that too. I really got to put some focus on it again. Who is the enemy of your people? Who is the enemy of your God? Because God does not want you to marry and intermingle with these people, because they have made themselves enemy to your God and enemies to your people. So you got to ask yourself, brothers and sisters, when you out here doing this interracial dating, who is your enemy? Who is enemy to your God? Now, so far this week, we have been on covenants. We've been on covenants and we still been on curses. But that's all right. We're going to go through it slow. Now, I want you to think about the things that I told you here today. This is your brother Jehoshaphat. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here, family. Y'all make sure y'all have a peaceful, blessed day. I'm gone.